Did you know that goats were among the first animals humans ever domesticated? While you might think of cows or dogs as humanity's first friends, goats were already tagging along as early as 10,000 BC. But what makes goats so special? In this video, we'll cover their fascinating journey from ancient times to modern farms, exploring how they've impacted cultures worldwide, the unique breeds that exist, and even some surprising products you might never have guessed come from goats. Stick around, because there's one unexpected fact about goats that will completely change the way you see them. Let's get started. Picture this: early humans foraging in the rugged hills of the Middle East, somewhere near the Zagros Mountains in modern-day Iran. It's here around 10,000 BC that goats were first tamed. These animals were prized not just for their milk and meat, but also for their ability to thrive in harsh environments. Goats were agile, resourceful, and surprisingly good at finding food where other animals struggled. But what made goats a popular choice for early humans? Goats were easier to manage than larger animals like cattle and could be used for multiple purposes, from milk and meat to their hides for clothing and tools. The domestication of goats marked a turning point in human society, shifting from purely hunting to a more stable agricultural way of life. As the idea of domesticating goats spread, they began appearing in ancient Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq, around 9,000 years ago. Here's where things get interesting. These goats were not just livestock, they became symbols of prosperity and abundance. In fact, ancient Sumerian texts even referenced goats as valuable trade assets. Once domesticated, goats quickly made their way across continents. In Africa, goats became essential to nomadic tribes for milk, meat, and even dowries in marriage negotiations. In Egypt, they were revered and featured in tomb paintings as symbols of wealth. Goats adapted to the African savannas, where their ability to survive on minimal water became a major advantage. In Europe, goats gained a reputation as versatile farm animals. Roman soldiers were known to carry goats on long campaigns, as they provided a steady source of milk and meat without the need for extensive pastures. As Roman civilization expanded, goats spread throughout Europe, eventually reaching the British Isles, where they became a crucial part of medieval diets. Did you know that goat cheese was even considered a delicacy among European royalty? In Asia, goats have played an even more diverse role. Asia has one of the highest concentrations of goats in the world, with India and China being the largest producers. In India, the Jamunapari goat, one of the tallest breeds, is raised not only for its milk, but also for its spiritual significance. Goats are often sacrificed during religious ceremonies as symbols of purification. In China, goats are seen as auspicious symbols of peace and harmony, prominently featured in the Chinese zodiac. But it's in Mongolia where goats make one of their most luxurious contributions: cashmere. Cashmere goats produce some of the softest wool in the world, prized by high fashion brands globally. Goats aren't just animals, they're assets. Their milk is highly nutritious, containing less lactose than cow's milk, making it easier for many people to digest. In some cultures, goat milk is believed to have medicinal properties like boosting immunity and aiding digestion. Meat production is another key reason for raising goats. In countries like Nigeria, goats are a staple source of protein. Goat meat, or chevon, is lean, packed with protein, and rich in essential nutrients like iron and zinc. In fact, goat meat is considered one of the most consumed meats worldwide. Meanwhile, in Mexico, barbacoa, a traditional dish, is often made with slow-cooked goat meat, highlighting the cultural importance of these animals. But that's not all. Goats are also valued for their skins, which are turned into durable leather used for making bags, belts, and shoes. In parts of Africa and Asia, goat hides have cultural significance, often used in ceremonial drums. Even goat horns and bones are put to use, creating everything from musical instruments to farming tools. Goats also have an environmental benefit. They're often used for eco-grazing, a sustainable landscaping method, where goats are released to clear invasive weeds and brush. This helps prevent wildfires and maintains healthy ecosystems. Imagine that, goats as the unsung heroes of land management. Did you know there are over 300 recognized goat breeds globally? Let's break down some of the most popular and unique ones. Nubian, known for their long, floppy ears, these goats are popular for both milk and meat production. Their milk is rich in butterfat, making it perfect for cheese. Boer. These South African goats are raised mainly for meat. They're bulky, fast-growing, and provide high-quality meat, making them a favorite among farmers worldwide. Angora, the Angora goat hails from Turkey and is famous for producing mohair, a silky fiber used in luxury clothing. Their fleece is sheared twice a year, making them a cash crop in the textile industry. Saanen, originating from Switzerland, these goats are often called the queens of milk. They're highly productive, with some producing up to 3 gallons of milk a day. La Mancha, known for their tiny ears, La Mancha goats are unique to the US. They're primarily raised for dairy and are known for their gentle nature, making them popular on hobby farms. Pygmy, originally from West Africa, pygmy goats are small but mighty. While often kept as pets, they're also productive milkers. Jamunapari, these tall goats from India, are known for their dual-purpose abilities, providing both milk and meat. They're also known for their resistance to heat, making them ideal for tropical climates. Kiko, from New Zealand, Kiko goats are rugged and raised mainly for meat production. They're known for rapid growth and adaptability to tough environments. Toggenburg. This breed is the oldest known dairy goat, originating in the Swiss Alps. It's recognized for its consistent milk production and distinct brown coloring. Cashmere goat. As mentioned earlier, these goats produce luxurious cashmere wool, which is softer and warmer than sheep's wool. Each of these breeds has its strengths, but all of them share one thing in common. They've been part of human culture for centuries, providing not just sustenance, but cultural identity. In Africa, goats play a critical role in rural economies, providing both food security and income. They're particularly suited for arid environments, surviving on minimal water while grazing on tough vegetation that other livestock can't digest. In regions like Ethiopia and Nigeria, goats are not only raised for meat and milk, but also as part of traditional dowries, symbolizing wealth and stability in marriages. Goats are also vital in drought-prone areas, where they serve as a living bank, with farmers selling them during times of economic need. In Europe, goats are raised on both small family farms and large-scale commercial operations. In countries like France, Italy and Greece, goat cheese production is a major industry, contributing significantly to the dairy market. Goats are well adapted to the mountainous terrains of the Alps, where they can graze on steep slopes, promoting sustainable land use. Additionally, Spain has seen a resurgence in goat farming, with the Murciana breed known for its high milk yield and suitability for producing artisanal cheese varieties. Asia has one of the highest concentrations of goats in the world, with India and China being the largest producers. In India, goats are central to small-scale farms, where they're often called poor man's cow due to their affordability and multifunctionality. Goats provide milk, meat, hides and even manure, which is used as organic fertilizer. In mountainous regions like Nepal and Bhutan, goats are raised for both their meat and spiritual significance, playing roles in religious ceremonies and festivals. In North America, the goat farming industry has grown significantly over the last decade, with demand for goat products, especially goat cheese and meat, rising steadily. The US has seen increased interest in sustainable farming, with goats being used for eco-friendly landscaping, and even as therapy animals on small farms and urban homesteads. States like Texas and Tennessee are major hubs for Boer goat farming, focusing on meat production. Canada also has a thriving goat milk industry, with Ontario leading in dairy goat production, supplying milk for cheese, yogurt, and even skincare products. In South America, countries like Brazil, Peru, and Argentina have robust goat farming traditions. Goats are primarily raised for meat, with breeds like the Criollo goat adapted to local climates and resistant to disease. In Peru's Andean regions, goats are raised alongside llamas and alpacas, providing vital sustenance for high-altitude communities. In Brazil, goat milk is gaining popularity due to its health benefits, and there's a growing market for goat leather, which is used in artisanal crafts and traditional clothing. Australia is one of the leading producers of goat meat globally, exporting to countries like the US, China and the Middle East. The country's vast arid land is ideal for free-range goat farming, with the feral goat population being managed for meat production. In addition to meat, the Australian dairy industry produces goat milk and cheese, catering to a niche but growing market for alternative dairy products. The rangeland goat, a popular breed in Australia, is highly valued for its resilience and adaptability in the country's harsh conditions. In the Middle East, goats have been a part of daily life for centuries, deeply integrated into the region's culture and economy. Goats are raised primarily for their milk, which is used to make traditional foods like labneh and halloumi. The Arabian Peninsula is home to breeds like the Damascus goat, known for its high milk yield and adaptability to hot, dry climates. Goats also have significant cultural importance in the region, often featured in folklore and traditional songs, symbolizing resourcefulness and survival in harsh desert conditions. Goats are more than just livestock. In Greek mythology, the goat Amalthea nursed Zeus himself. In Norse mythology, Thor's chariot is pulled by two powerful goats, Tangrisnir and Tangnosta. Even today, goats are featured in traditional festivals like the Spanish Fiesta de la Cabra, where goats are celebrated for their contributions to farming culture. But here's the jaw-dropping fact we teased at the start. Despite being domesticated for over 10,000 years, goats have maintained a strong instinct for independence. Unlike other farm animals, goats still retain many of their wild behaviors. They're climbers, explorers, and often escape artists, making them both a challenge and a joy to raise. And there you have it. Goats have been constant companions to humans, providing milk, meat, wool, leather, and even landscaping services. They've shaped agriculture, culture, and even mythology. Now that you know their incredible history, you can truly call yourself a goat expert. If you want to learn more about goats, click now to watch 100 Goat Facts and buckle in for an informational ride.